guys, what a week it has been. The social media feeds have just been abuzz with everyone pretty much freaking out and panicking because DJI are apparently discontinuing the FPV system. Now, this all came, and I checked this out myself by looking at their site, and you can see from this image, when you went to the DJI site, you got this message. The digital FPV system is no longer in production. For the latest, check our products, and it refers you to the DJI FPV drone, which is this one. So, what does this actually mean to us as hobbyists? Because my first thought is, don't panic. Nobody panic, because everybody goes into their normal overdrive. So, to me, this is quite a simple change that has happened. DJI are in the business to make money. It's all about making money. Now, just like the RC transmitter market and all these sorts of things which are out there, the bottom line is the money is not in the transmitter, it is in the receiver. That's where the money is. And this is why the likes of FreeSky and all these guys get their knickers in a twist when their protocols get cloned, because the money's not in the transmitter. So, along you come and you buy your goggles over here. Whoa, nearly pulling everything over there. And then you go and buy a Caddx transmitter. Brilliant, you got a Caddx transmitter. But DJI didn't really make that much money on the sale of that, because they're just charging a license fee, or maybe they're just selling the chip that's inside it. They haven't sold you the full air unit. So here's the catch-22. All of us guys who go along and we buy the goggles, and then we just go buy Caddx units, well, we're not incentivizing DJI to keep providing us a service. What we're actually doing is providing Caddx with some money, and DJI are going, well, we want our slice. So clearly what DJI are doing is they are releasing this. Fantastic. It's great. Kind of also not so great, because I don't like it. But that's a whole different story. So, you know, and I guess part of this, which is worth considering, what is the DJI FPV system? Now, in one aspect, you know, all of us guys, we're looking and saying, right, we got our goggles, and we've got a air unit of this sort of form, or the big one, which we got in all these race quads. That's the system. But to DJI, is that the system? To DJI, the FPV system they were selling are goggles, transmitter, and air unit. It's three different things, but packaged up as one. And quite clearly, they are not going to be making that anymore. Now, I would hedge my bets on the fact that the reason they're not doing this is that how many people use a DJI transmitter? You know, not that many. We all go right off the TBS stuff or FreeSky or something. The DJI transmitter's kind of like a halfway house. So there's not really any money for DJI in making a transmitter. We've now already covered the fact that the Caddx system is used predominantly for us race quads. So actually, the only thing of real interest for DJI to produce is what? This. Now, to be fair, they're still producing this. It's come out as a V2 with a firmware, and not much has changed. So, the question here, moving forwards, DJI may have stopped their FPV system, but from where I'm standing, it doesn't look like they've necessarily cut us all out. What they've done is said, we will keep selling goggles and we will keep licensing stuff to Caddx, which is a very different thing. Now, personally, and maybe if DJI are listening to this, I think they are missing a trick here. If they released a low-powered DJI VTX, which could satisfy the sort of whoop toothpick market, they would clean up on that market, because there is nothing right now. The Caddx is too big. The the full air units are way too big. There's a market to be had for the really tiny stuff. But is it something they want to get into? And quite simply, maybe it's not. Maybe it's not what they want. But at the moment, the long and short of this, I'm not overly concerned. I'm not overly panicked and going to run around buying up tons of stock of Caddx units. I think the future is yet to be told. The fact that they are discontinuing V1 is still a case of V1 being discontinued, and nothing has changed. It was like that ages and ages ago. And possibly just more pointedly, and I'm conscious I'm rambling a bit, if you look at the first announcement that was coming out, we had this DJI announcement about it all no longer being in production, but it's actually not there anymore. They've taken that announcement down and changed it to simply a message at the top, as you can see here, saying that the new DJI FPV is available, which is not quite as dramatic, is it? You know, if that had just been the problem, none of us would have gone, oh my god, it's terrible. So, yeah, long and short, I'm conscious I've rambled all over the place in this. I'm just saying, guys, don't panic. None of us know the facts on this. None of us are privy to what DJI are doing, and all the second guessing is just stirring up a pile of crap that nobody knows is or isn't the truth. So why are we doing it? I don't know. But hey, either way, for those of you who want to go buy your air units and all sorts, buy crazy if you want, I'm not so concerned about it. I think it will be a while yet before we see things completely change, and I suspect that DJI will have something else in the works. So interesting times ahead. Anyway guys, cheers, enjoy.